Twilight had transformed the forest into an ethereal realm, where the faint glow of the sinking sun mingled with lengthening shadows, weaving a living tapestry of color and silhouette. I, Therion, stood at the edge of an ancient stream that wound its way between towering trees whose canopies filtered out the last vestiges of daylight. The air was thick with portentous silence, and every stone, every leaf, seemed to whisper of long-forgotten battles and secrets. A cold, damp breeze carried the scent of wet earth, and something else I could not name, a fragrance that stirred both nostalgia and an unsettling sense of foreknowledge. Walking slowly along the stream's bank, my thoughts swirled in a tempest of emotion. The physical and psychological scars of past battles, from the horrors of Eredhall to the rituals in the Lost Temple, still throbbed in my memory, yet now a new unrest took root. The alliance of the Wanderers, forged in earlier chapters, had taught me I could not bear the burden of the Black Flame alone. And yet, within that union, I still struggled against the inner shadow that threatened to consume my soul. As my boots whispered against the forest floor, the stream's murmur joined the rapid beat of my heart. Before me lay a small grove where twisted trunks and thick moss formed an almost claustrophobic enclave. Symbols carved into the bark and cryptic messages arranged in stones hinted at meanings I could barely decipher. This place, heavy with history, felt like a mirror reflecting the darkest parts of my being. Therion, are you ready to face the darkness that lives inside you? A voice broke through my reverie, and my breath caught in my throat. I turned to see Kale, his intense gaze and steady expression betraying his understanding of the storm within me. It's not only the world outside that threatens to consume you, he continued, his tone blending empathy and resolve, but also the ghosts you carry within. His words cut the silence like a blade, awakening a conflict long buried beneath my calm surface. I had always been the anti-hero who shunned the spotlight, preferring solitude to grapple with his demons. Yet in that shadowed grove, a truth struck me. To move forward, I must confront my inner darkness. Together we walked to a clearing where a timid shaft of light still pierced the gathering night. There, the trees formed an almost perfect circle, as if protecting a sanctuary of memories. I felt the weight of my doubts settle on my shoulders. Every breath seemed charged with 1,000 conflicting emotions. You've always fled from your fears, Therion, Kale said, his blue eyes catching the dying light of dusk, but true power is born when you stand and face them. His words rang like a challenge, and for a brief moment, the grove's hush was punctuated only by the drumbeat of my own breath.
Quick tip to level up your experience. Read Manhwas and light novels for free. Listen to epic audiobooks. Watch unlimited anime. Play cloud games with no console. And stream the best anime soundtracks. Check the description now and grab your free trials.
As we ventured deeper into that living cathedral, the forest grew more symbolic. The trunks loomed so close they formed vaulted arches, their shadows twisting and dancing on the wind. The forest floor was a mosaic of dry leaves and exposed roots, each a reminder of my own scars. In one shadowed corner, I discovered a small altar of stones, clearly arranged with purpose by ancient guardians now lost to time. Faintly glowing inscriptions hinted at rituals and sacrifices that had shaped the fate of those who wielded the Black Flame. I seated myself before the altar, attempting to absorb the place's energy. It felt as though the very earth demanded I confront not only external darkness, but the phantoms haunting my soul. The true darkness does not dwell only in the world's shadows, a voice whispered from the altar itself. My gaze fixed on the ancient runes. As I traced their contours with my eyes, a surge of emotion flooded me. Memories of loneliness, pain, and lost hope blended with a newfound conviction that I might at last master the power coursing through my veins. Kale approached then, his voice earnest. Therion, there can be no victory without facing what haunts you. I hesitated, the weight of every word pressing down. I fought my fears, I admitted, but I've always feared they are stronger than me. Kale nodded, and a heavy silence fell, broken only by the wind's sigh through the branches. True strength doesn't come from denial, Riven added as he stepped forward, but from acceptance and the courage to turn pain into power. Their simple truths sparked an urgent flame within me. To transcend my limits, I needed to embrace even my darkest parts. As the grove mirrored my inner struggle, every carved symbol and sighing breeze beckoned me toward an inevitable confrontation, not with foes of flesh and blood, but with the demons I had locked inside. I sensed the forest preparing me for the next stage of my journey, a labyrinth of memories and shadows where true transformation would be won. Silence swallowed the entire grove. No whisper of wind dared break the tension. I felt every fiber of my being vibrate at an unknown frequency. Before me, the clumsy silhouette sharpened into focus. It was me, multiplied by my worst fears. Those empty eyes pierced my courage, challenging every vow of victory. The air scorched as the black flame ignited between my palms, unleashing a ravenous heat that shot down my spine. Every scar pulsed, as if crying out for redemption. A visceral scream tore from my throat. I unleashed my fury in writhing tendrils of flame, slashing the air in arcs of shadow and light. The apparition staggered, its ancient lies shattering. The ground trembled beneath my feet. Gnarled roots writhed upward like serpents eager to devour the negativity I carried. Branches cracked, a hail of wood splinters dancing in time with my roar. In an instant, the black flame transformed into a dark comet, shaped by my sheer will. I hurled it with unerring precision, a clash of energy that lit the night sky in ruby sparks. Darkness itself exhaled one final breath. Fragments of my shadow dissolved into shimmering ash, consumed by the power I had claimed as my own. Silence reborn, no longer empty, but sacred. Each victorious breath etched a new rune into the earth. The ancient grove pulsed in harmony with my heartbeat. Then I realized I had not merely defeated an external ghost, but the tyrant within myself. The black flame's roar faded away, settling into a comforting ember in my hands. Before euphoria could fade, I let out a hoarse laugh, a raw celebration of one who had reclaimed his own soul. And in that suspended moment, I knew, all the power I ever sought had always been hidden behind my greatest fears. When the final crackle of the black flame dissolved into the air, I stood motionless at the center of the clearing, absorbing the enveloping silence. Gradually, the grove began to breathe again. The treetops murmured in a gentle rhythm, as if recognizing a new guardian, and the night's chill took on a comforting hue. My hands trembled with relief and exhaustion. Each lingering spark of the flame echoed the promise of rebirth. I inhaled the earthy scent of damp moss and realized that the darkness I had always feared was now part of me, but this time under my command. Kale passed by, stepping over twisted roots with silent grace. His gaze held respect and restrained pride, as though witnessing the coronation of an ally. Riven and Cairo completed the circle, standing sentinel around my triumph. Amid the still smoking trunks, I noticed narrow fissures in the earth where moonlight streamed through serenely. Each beam reminded me that even the deepest scars can channel clarity. I smiled, feeling not only the transformation in the power I wielded, but in how I perceived it. Lifting my chin, I scanned the star-dotted sky as if seeking ancient mentors in the constellations. I thought of the trials still ahead, brutal tests, lost secrets, and alliances forged in the heat of battle. Yet for the first time, I felt capable of shaping every step with the confidence of one who has learned to embrace his own shadow. As I retraced the path back to camp, the stream whispered news of victory and the leaves danced in gentle spirals. Each footfall affirmed my purpose, not merely to survive, but to lead, to show the wanderers that true power is born from the courage to challenge one's own limits. I, their Ion, advanced among trees that now silently honored my name. The black flame burned calm in my hands, no longer a threat, but an inheritance. In my chest, a renewed conviction. Even in the densest nights, I would be the light guiding uncertain steps toward dawn. The grove rests beneath a star-studded canopy, but in my chest the vigil continues. I sit by the stream, its waters destined tomorrow to reflect the face of one reborn from this eternal night, and let the cold breeze trace patterns on my skin, a living reminder of every challenge overcome. I close my eyes and listen to the ancient whisper of roots, as though they recount the stories of all who, before me, bore the weight of the black flame. There is a silent pride in the trees. They have accepted me as the provisional keeper of their legacy. I feel the lingering warmth in my palms. The black flame now slumbers in my touch, not as a threat, but as an ally. Each ember resonates with my decision. No more fleeing from shadow, but summoning it as a source of power and wisdom. Around me, Kale, Riven, and Cairo remain in quiet watch. No words are needed. Our eyes share an unspoken pact, a journey together, even when paths diverge and night deepens. We are brothers forged in the fire of inner conflict. I inhale the scent of damp moss, allowing memories of old scars to transform into fuel for what lies ahead. Each healed wound reminds me that rebirth demands both pain and courage, virtues I now wear like invisible medals. I watch the moon's silver reflection ripple in the calm waters. I think of the trails still awaiting me, abandoned ruins, ancestral specters, and alliances born amid flames. I know I am not invincible, but I carry something more precious: the knowledge that facing one's worst self is the key to mastering any adversary. Rising, I feel the living earth beneath my feet. The clearing that witnessed me has changed along with me. It is no longer a stage of fear, but a portal to a new chapter. I carry the black flame shining between my fingers, a friendly beacon poised to illuminate the way. I return to camp in silence, cradled by the stream's song and the treetops' whispers. Each step echoes a vow: I will press beyond the limits of what I once believed possible. And with every beat of my heart, I hold fast to the certainty that the true journey begins when the inner confrontation transforms into the very momentum of adventure. I, Therion, now walk not merely as bearer of a dark power, but as master of my own inner phoenix, ready to spread my wings in the flames and reach horizons only the most determined dare to explore.
Did you enjoy the video? Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. This helps us know which stories you love most and which ones we should prioritize in future productions. Your support is essential for us to keep bringing you the best manhwa content every day. See you in the next episode.